Yo, yo gamers. Hello, hello. Hello everyone. It has been quite a while, hasn't it? I checked the last message I sent in stream ping and it's been exactly a month since I streamed. The stream is still starting soon, I know. I'll switch to the scene in a minute. Oh wait, hello everyone. Thank you for resubs, boots, IL. Thank you guys. We have a hype train apparently on a stream starting soon page. Okay. That's a lot of you guys already here. Hello Sky, Niels, Noodly, Ken, May, Boots, IL, hi guys. Oh, I have been hibernating for the past few weeks, but has been for a good reason. Also took long nap, I sure fucking did. It's all for a good reason because I was busy. I was busy cooking and the cooking has ended. It is finally here and done. The P1 stat spreadsheet for a bit late, for like a year. And like probably like over 200 hours combined spent on it, but I have finished it. So I'm gonna be just looking through it with you guys today and just talking about upcoming tournament stuff because I have been cooking in my head for next tournaments and working on the spreadsheet gave me some ideas for it as well, so it wasn't all for nothing at the very least. Well, we'll see, because I'm not really sure about any changes, that's why I want to talk about some of them today and give you my thoughts and insights. 200 hours, probably combined. I mean, retiming itself at least 100 hours, I would say. The game leaderboards over here. Oh, we have an IL jump scare here with Animal Slaughter leaderboard. But yeah, let me post it in. This Cinema 12 house would be on 20k wins if desired. At least 30k wins, I would say. If all the time I put into like working on the server, I would put it in wins instead. It would probably be 30 at this point. Let's be real. Hold on. Okay. Have posted it in the tournament links. You guys can hop on and check everything out for yourself. Let me really quickly give you an insight for every page is. The winners bracket games, losers bracket games, and grand finale games are just, well, what they are. It's just showing who got each stars in each game, in each round, for every single game in the tournament, from top to bottom, from early stages to later stages. You can go through everything, check it out. All the cool colors, with half of them made by Faye, half of them made by me, to represent the skins of, or just color scheme of each player at the time of the tournament, at the very least. Yeah. And we have a stars leaderboard, just everything about stars and all fit in the one neat leaderboard. The game leaderboards, the thing that took the most out of it is every single round of every single game is personally retimed. Like you can see how long it is for some of the games. Every single round, so you can find all of your stats here. Like look for individual things across all games. Some games even have some extra additional stuff that also took quite a while, like accuracy in shooting games and stuff, for example. So yeah, but if you don't want to look through all of that, you can just check the game averages that compile all of the data from game leaderboards a bit more neatly, I guess. And stuff which also have averages for every single stat that is present on game leaderboards, so you can look through that. And a small stat of game start differences to see which game overall had like more start differences and stuff. And finally, win rates. Each person's win rates in each round in each individual mini games and their overall win rate at the bottom as well. And they somewhat ordered with first row being top 8 players, second row the top 8, 16, etc. It's not like very well stacked, I guess, but it is done that way. So, did I miss a stream? Hello, no, you just Jen. Yeah, you get, of course you get to look through it. It is now engraved in tournament links forever, just like all the other spreadsheets, so. Oh my god, how does it goes down so far? Yeah, it should offer promotion. Thank you for offering a promotion. How you doing? 10 out of Jigsaws? 10 out of 11? I mean, your Agent Jigsaw Rush is very true, I guess. Average better than most people despite losing every single one. I mean, maybe, I mean, you had some tough opponents in Lab Escape. You had, and also you didn't lose all of them, you beat me in it. You also had to go against Boots, against Sand, and then against Sylveon. Arguably, probably top 3 players in Lab Escape. Maybe top 3 at least at the time. I think they have some insane averages in it. Yeah, pretty much. Don't see Sylveon here though, but it also depends. A lot of the stats depends on RNG aspects that people get in the game, like amount of like randoms, how good the cube is and stuff, etc. So it's yeah. Let me see what I think. So yeah. That's what I've been up to. That's it. And I'm this spreadsheet reinforced the idea in my head that I'm never hosting that big of a tournament again. Not with 30 people. At least twice as less, because this took way too much, and only through sheer power of just pulling through me being dead inside finished it all. There's just so much to look at. I don't even know. And I assume you guys can look at what you want, but if you want to like ask any questions or just look through some specific stats, like want to like to search for something, like give some interesting fun little facts, like for example, one of the like every game is sorted by the score that is needed for the win. So like all these like other scores are not they're like serve as like secondary sorting stats and stuff. So you can't really like sort them by those, but like you can still see some of the interesting stats at the top. Like for example, the very first time someone got above 90% accuracy in RPG with KK against Isaac in game 3 here. And I don't think there are like many people who got even above 80 like ever in tournaments. Like I see a yell here, but like pretty much everyone is like below 80. KK somehow got 90 with quite a few shots as well. Like one of the like those It's like one of those like neat things that I remember from retiming it. Also, very like close leaderboards on RPG. Like I don't remember what like the maximum amount of kills canon. I recently opened the third one in one spreadsheet that was done before Arcade Update, and I saw like 14 kills in RPG, and I was like, holy shit. That would have been like world record right now. Or like tied world record. I lost 8 out of 12 super ships with 7th best average survival time. If you just don't focus super ship, also be good for real, so true. How you get a 37-second bombardment and lose? The 37-second, was it like against AL? Don't remember. Where you at? Oh no, it was against Itamar. No, just like silly mistake. We'll see. Okay, you got it as usual. As a model, you have to different color palettes next time. Like I said, this like those are representative of the players, at least for those. For each for like game lists, like they have like palettes of representing almost their full skins, but for leaderboards where it's just like one line, they have like they just reduce to one color, and it's a bit hard to come up with colors that for like 30 plus people that like fit nicely. I'd say like most of the colors are okay. I don't know. It doesn't hurt me. Therefore it's good. It's still my eyes. I'm sorry. Okay, is there any way to explain me being really good at duo pig fishing but second at pig fishing record attempts? I mean, duo pig fishing and 1v1 pig fishings are usually I don't know, if you don't try to like steal from your opponent, just usually you doing one cycle and your opponent doing the other one, and just pretty much stays the same, and it's like whoever has less mistakes, or whoever gets less crit by randoms and stuff. So this while in solo pig fishing world record attempts, you also need to go for like speed and like keep going for pigs that are like closer to you and stuff, so it gets a bit different there. So same game, but and pretty similar skills, but quite quite different as well. Stream did just start 1 minute after I last checked it. I think so. Duo even one aren't much different. Yeah, duo pig fishing and 1v1s aren't, but like duo pig fishing and like 1v1s and like solo pig fishing are. I thought you meant solo world record attempts or something. So I'm getting a 315 campaigning. Yeah, it's one of those games that game stores that pretty affected by RNG, because I think it was just Sent and his opponent basically. It's like one of the only solo lobbies for campaigning. Don't remember what random got. He got like 160. So they both combined got over 500. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, because two quite different skill sets. Best jigsaw rush average, let's go. Yeah, you were hoping. I just one of the most interesting parts for me when retiming was just going through and like refreshing in my head the memory about the story, because a lot of cool shit happened, and just I would even say happened too much stuff, so it's hard to keep everything in the head. And Yeah, and Nielsen Cobb just carrying the bombardment average here with that 3-minute run and just completely destroying everyone's averages compared to them because of it. Well, not completely destroying, but still 5-second diff is quite neat. And the overall average of bombardment is probably the closest to the truth of out of each game, because when retiming bombardment, I would say like probably 90% of the games end on the first death wave, which is like 63 seconds, or with like some frame differences. So vast majority of people make it to death wave and instantly die. Which is, I guess, to be expected, but still. I'm really curious to see how the next tournament's spreadsheets will look like compared to those, like comparing overall average and stuff, because like I said, there will be less people, and also in the year the probably average skill gone up quite a bit, almost like every player. So I'm excited to compare the stats from this one to the next ones, see how close they will be. Still 1 frame behind Cobb, then 0% workshop in Red Wolf. What the fuck, party games? This party games indeed. Literally just not existing, yeah, because May dropped out, so there are like only 2 games that haven't played. It's Panda, Anti, and May versus Sand. Still have not yet a 1v1 tournament where someone didn't drop out, unfortunately, but maybe next time. Surely if we'll have 16 players, all of them will play their games, right guys? Surely next time. Surely next time. And also 1 unfinished game, because Neverrandom had to forfeit mid-game. It's the only 2-game matchup in the tournament. But it would probably be Frio Boots was kinda popping that day. Alright, I forgot about that. Don't remember if you were there, right? For like, I don't remember if you were from the start of the tournament, but you definitely were there. I remember seeing some of your chat messages while retiming. Having one of the things that helped a lot with this spreadsheet is the fact that I started streaming the tournaments, because before it was just Discord screen share, and so I only had to do the replays, and if I only have the replay, then I need to like record the game from the replay and then retime it. But like with the bot, I already kind of have the recording of all games that I can just put the VOD in the retiming website and just do it from there, which saves like twice as much time probably. If only exception, I only use replays for games that are like got like cut off from the VOD because of the lag, or the games that I need extra stats from, like the accuracies and stuff. Yeah. Also one of the funny things that I remember from this one is minecart racing shenanigans, because obviously you can see like a bunch of 100% accuracies here, but you sometimes don't need those, as you can just get a little help from randoms and get boosted. Like there was this game 3 between Panda and Itamar, where Panda got 9 out of 10 shots, and Itamar, where is he? And Itamar got all 100% and didn't win, only being a bit behind. And literally next round, shooting range, and Panda, where is he? Panda gets 100% accuracy, and Itamar gets 0. Like, how does it even happen? Two shooting games back to back. Itamar goes from 100 to 0. The entire top 20 fastest times results are 5 people. Yeah. And majority of IL. Yeah, I'll just eat the Jigsaw and Animal Slaughter lead reports at the top there. And a bunch of bombardment as well. I ate Jungle Jump a little bit. And I also did minecart racing. It's a lot of me for pig fishing for some reason. Yeah. Let me see. Anyone being having as much dominance in other games. At the top, mostly all other stats are split. Also, a few more max kills pick joustings happened this tournament. The only because you can only get 6 kills max because 7th is the organizer usually. So and the only time someone got 6 kills in pick jousting was me versus Var in 4v1. This time Ayel got against Ugi in the first game, and I got it against Kinky in the second one. And I don't remember if someone got like 5 kills with me and Ship. I don't think that, because 5 would be the max. I think 5 people gotten 5 kills, but only in one spectator lobbies. I don't remember. Maybe 3 versus Sand. I don't remember if Ship was there. Man, that's too much info. I don't remember everything. Me versus Tamar, Big Dove, Super Ship Goats. That is true. You guys got like, what is close to 5 minutes? It's not bad. Not bad. Yeah, Super Ship is the most like has the biggest difference from top to bottom. Goes from 5 minutes all the way to 6 seconds. With as usual not that many kills being done. I think it's like the first time. Oh, let me see. It's like one of the first times everyone has gotten like some kills. Well, never random didn't play Super Ship, but everyone has. No one has like 0.0 in Super Ship kills, which is surprising. Everyone has gotten their ships bloody in this tournament. Making like 3 kills in like 10 seconds against Vacuum. Another 3 from me here. So like Ken, I think Ken has like the most with 4. Oh no, IL also has 4 against Sky. And Ken against me with 4 as well. And Panda against Itamar with 3. Pretty much the top killers in Super Ship. Tank went through a significant portion of the tournament and only getting Jigsaw 3 times. Wait, really? I didn't even know this. Yeah, he only got 3 times. And I got the only one with sub 2 average. Yeah, if you don't play too many games, you either have one of the best averages or one of the worst because of it. So just don't have enough games to balance it out. I'm late. Hello, Sylvian. I get 40, I don't know. Ken with almost 40 in pig fishing. Yeah, Ken just chose violence today. I don't know how he did that. It's like I don't think I've seen anyone gun even close to that number. Actually, never mind. They're like Nielsen Hop here and sent into May, but don't think previous tournaments. Well, what is the average peak fishing for this tournament? It's 26.7. What is the average for previous one? Let me see. Let me pulling up the spreadsheet. Curious how different it is. If it even is different. 25.03 from previous tournament. It went up by 1.5 peak. Let's go, guys. We're improving. We are improving. Did Jigsaw Rush go up? It was 5.4, now it's 4.9. We are now sub 5 on average. And Workshop went down from 49.6 to 46.1. Not too bad. I think you got 4 more starts at all. Yeah, you had so many games, and I loved watching your games when they happened, but I hated retiming them because almost all of your games were like 5-game matchups, and almost all of them were not streamed on Twitch because they were too early in the day, and I was very sleepy. So I regret past Al's decisions to not stream these games. Because like I said, having a Twitch VOD like cuts down the retiming time by 2. But not having makes, especially for 5-game matchups, made it a fucking hell. Can I see my crazy lawnmower stats? Yeah, where you at? Where you at? In average? Well, you're almost at average, one more. But for individual stats, let's go. Where is Sylvian? 466, 447, 417. Not that bad. Pretty decent stats, I'll say. 381 as well. And for win rates, we don't talk about win rates. What was Jigsaw average in 421? Oh yeah, I think I already said it was like... Let me find it again. It was 5.4. Well, almost 5.5, so it went down for like half a second. I just did free tools every fucking game, yeah. Yahoo didn't finish Workshop. I mean, we can scroll down and see by stuff who's the culprit. You can see who's responsible. This is so sad. Now that one win, one more wasn't even a free star. It wasn't. Who did you win against? Was it like a 2-0 or something? Is that a game that happened? Let me see. Where is Lawnmower? You didn't play Lawnmower against Bloodsir. Unless I'm fucking blind. Let's see now. I don't see any Lawnmowers in here. Yeah, 2-0 against Anti. Yeah, I remember. Dude, your match with Anti was so close. Like, look at this. 2-star, high, and 1-star. and the game to being 4-round sweep for one side and 4-round sweep for the other side. Right after. Shit was crazy. Видишь, раньше. Had an 80% supership win rate within it. Nice. Good job, by the way. And that's why I like doing this thing, because everyone can just find either their stats or just stats that they want to look at themselves. Go through. The win rates are interesting because top 3 is Ayel, Sand, me, then it's May and Isaac in top 5 for win rates. Bro won quite a lot of games, even though he got eliminated pretty early. Like, all of his games were close, besides the first game with KK, I think. KK got 23 star then, but everything else Isaac did really well. And it's 3, Niels and Tab for top 8 of the win rates. Top 8 goes from 53 to 68 here. So include the overall stars stats. And, you can see how many people got above stars. This time around were interesting as well because of the double elimination bracket. And people facing some people. Ayel this time being the only person above 20. And the scores are way closer. Like, you can see there's like a 5-way tie for 19.1 in stars per game. Then May, Tab, Cobb, Itamar and Nils. And like a bunch of like ties across the way, like there's Sylvian, Bacon and Monkey tied here. All kind of tied, just having the same number. Bloodser, Wire, Hair, Sky, all close to them. Now I'm looking at the 421 stars there. Bit more there's a bit more gaps there in this one. Why does it say welcome to chat room again? Did they see me from chat or something? Is it even working? Vibe check chat. Anyone say your favorite fruit? I need to make sure that it's working, because this looks weird on my screen for some reason. Oh, well, okay, it works. It works. Okay. Apple, raspberry, strawberry. So very nice fruits you guys have in mind. Very, very nice. Yeah, that is the spreadsheet. Wow, hello QWERTY. Wow, indeed. Yeah, there's a lot to look at. And it's staying in tournament link, so you guys can just look at it anytime you want, go through all this shit. And yeah, the things that I was that got me thinking though from this spreadsheet is some maybe possible changes for next only ones. Not sure yet, but just have some thoughts in my head, because you can probably tell by how close the games are getting, and it's been a year ago. Like, now that when we resume 1v1s and there will be less people, the games are gonna be extremely close, probably quite more competitive, or not, who knows. But I cannot predict the future, but 1v1 tournaments and party games usually can get quite competitive. Out of all games, party games is the one that people like to say. It's cool. Which is pretty cool, but still. Party games is a game that is not fully suited for that kind of thing, as you can probably tell by the way it's done. I don't think random coders from 2012 or 2014 or something were thinking of, I wonder how the random people from 10 years later will be doing 1v1s in this random ass game that I'm just coding. Just so the Discord thing, yeah. So, so obviously there's like some things that are not fully suited for the competitive tournaments, and like I said, our tournaments tend to be pretty competitive, pretty close, and the nature of the tournaments, I guess, is competitiveness. So I'm just gonna like throw some of the things that I just like was noticing throughout like the timing of this, or like thinking about, or just some people that people were talking about throughout years. Because there's obviously like some things that are like pretty arbitrary and yet can affect the scores pretty greatly, and one of the more obvious things is the randoms in games, and their amount, their skill level, how they act, how good they are, who they target in certain games. So, and wasn't I in this one tournament? No, you were in one of the smaller ones, in one of the mini tournaments. I think it was the Halloween. Yeah, this is February 2023, exactly a year ago. So yeah. But yeah, like some randoms obviously have a big effect, and especially in close games, or can have a pretty big effect, because the way the scores work by the games is just, it's not really taking into account how well each person did. It's an okay system for like free for all 8-player game, where it just looks at top 3 placement and assigns stars to them, but it doesn't go really deeper than that. And so this really easy to lose some stars in games where randoms can place, and especially where you can directly make sure your opponent doesn't place and stuff like that. But the issue is not like having the same games or anything, but like I said, just making a lot of games, and some of the strats depending on how randoms play and how good they are, instead of just thinking about yourself basically. Like, kind of there's like, for example, multiple games I've seen throughout for like, for example, you like fully trap your opponent in a ho, and you just have like 3/4 of the map, but you just like leave like half of it to randoms and just hope that they have more than 2 CPS to pass your opponent, which doesn't even happen sometimes. So you just like so you just like kinda left to like pray for randoms instead of just like doing like your own thing. It's just like being rewarded for your play, I guess. One day I'll defeat AL, one day I believe. No, I came back alive. Yeah. So yeah. And that's like just randoms just add a lot of like silliness in that regard, but they're having a pretty big influence. It's being a big part of the, well, a 1v1 where it's just, I don't know, kinda silly to think about if you think about it. And like it wasn't like that big of an issue before, but like so the games start getting closer with each tournament, and so things, every little thing is getting more and more effect, and it is a bit easier to notice. And combined with all that is that what I was saying before, that game doesn't take into account the scores or how well each person did on the looks of the placement, and like it's not really issue with like swing, half swing, or like games like that, but rather how the game assigns the stars, because we're like fully basing our scores in terms on the stars the game gives, or like giving sometimes ourselves when game fucking glitches and dies. And making it so you're making the difference in some of the games doesn't fully depend on you, which I don't know if it makes sense for you guys what I'm saying, but let me give a small example. The game that like made me start thinking about it, that I brought to send after it, is May versus Hersh. Let me find it. Which game was that? Out of 3. Okay, it wasn't like, again, no, I'm remembering it. It's not like one specific game, but just overall match, I guess. Like, for example, we go in a game like Workshop that happened between those two, and I can try and find the exact numbers that they got. Okay, and with making 39 second run, and Hirsch getting, what the hell is he? A 58 second run, almost 20 seconds behind May in this game, yet only losing 1 star, because well, randoms are very rarely a factor in a game like Workshop, even though we can see the clear like difference between their scores on the spreadsheet. And then before that, in a game of Annual Split that they had, Hersh got 2 stars, but with May dying slightly, like few frames basically before the random, and Hersh also going down at the same time pretty much, and just also barely outliving both of them by a few frames there. Like, it's like, so in a way closer game between them, May have lost 2 stars, but in a game where May completely outscored their opponent, she only got 1 star, which is kinda silly if you look at it a bit more, but like, and after that it was like the first game that made me like think about it, and after that I was like looking for more examples like that, and like, and things like happen like that happen quite happened quite often throughout this tournament, where why do so many people have a 1 kill average in Super Ship? They just got 1 kill and that's it. And stacked around 80, 90 since now 22. Rip. Yeah, and the thing I also looked at after it is this stat that I made quite a while ago. It still helped me look into this issue a bit more, because if you look at the games with the highest like 1-star difference between them that were made in this tournament, you can see that those games are Workshop, Lab Escape, Jigsaw, and also Minecraft Racing, all of them around the same, which is pretty interesting, because those, well, maybe excluding Minecraft Racing, but Lab Escape, Jigsaw, and Workshop are the games that are since the beginning of the community were considered like by I wouldn't say everyone, but I would say majority of people to be like the games with like the highest skill required, I would say. Basically, when you think of the skilled games in party games, those three, one of those three at least, would probably come to your mind first, I would say. And yet those are the games that you can never make the difference in, because it has a higher skill ceiling than every other game, so randoms are just not really a factor there. No matter, and it having higher ceiling doesn't mean like that every party gamer is on the same level. Like I showed on example of Fizz versus Hersh, the differences can be pretty big in those games too, but it never really reflects on the score, because randoms can't even reach that level, and so in the no matter how better you are than your opponent in those three games, you can probably never make a difference there, because like I said, making a difference in party games tournaments, in 1v1s, like almost fully depends, not almost fully, but very big part are being played in those difference by randoms, which is it is a bit meh. You ask me. Yes, I admire your ability to continuously post sanctions. Yeah. Super ships win game. I mean, majority of super ships still a 1-star. Has some swings, but you can see two games that have 3-star differences more than 1-star. The only two games, it's Frozen 4 and Peak Justing. Very not surprising there. Which is the next point that I was gonna make, is that basically that means that one win of either Peak Justing or Frozen 4 is, in terms of just like pure like stats, pure scores, like raw scores, nothing else, is just one Peak Justing wins is just, you can basically equal it to like 3 consecutive wins of Jigsaw, Lab, and Workshop. And I'm not saying that Peak Justing or Frozen 4 don't have skill, and I think PvP games should have some sort of a swing, because that's how it usually works in games, but saying that they have like 3 times more skill than some 3 core games combined, for example, is it's a little silly, I would say. Like, because usually Peak Justing and Frozen 4 are not usually, but a lot of games are very close. Like, it's not like there are obviously games where someone like gets completely destroyed by their opponent, and like I think it's fun, but like a lot of 3-0 swings are very close matchups, a lot of like very close fights between two players, and some of them even decide by like, I don't know, randoms targeting or randoms accidentally throwing a snowball at you and hitting you off and stuff like that. And like I've seen a lot of games where like had multiple pick joustings or frozen floors like during the matchup, and a lot of times, confirming my words, they end up it goes like 3-0 in one side and the next time 3-0 in the other side, because like I said, they usually like pretty close and come down to like very small things, and when it happens, it's like usually goes one swing the other way, like one swing one way, then next time the swing the other way and stuff like that, which like I said is fine for PvP games to have some sort of swing, but if we look at the bigger picture, like those are like you can see, those are like the only games where you can consistently make a difference, even though those two probably don't have the highest skill ceilings and skill required for those games. And games that are considered to have highest skill ceilings, like Workshop, Jigsaw, and Lab, are games that you can never make the difference in. Like that's the thing that that's like the thing that I was like leading to my little monologue, and that I was like thinking of while doing this spreadsheet retiming and stuff, and thinking of the ways how to solve this, and random's involvement in tournaments, because like I said, it is a 1v1 tournament, and the scoring that party games have fit well for like 3-for-all 8-player game that it was done initially for, but it's not really perfect. I think it's like it's not really the biggest issue. Like I know, I feel like it would have came up earlier if it was. I feel like if keeping it as it is, if there is no other option, is not making it like unfair, because majority of the games are still won by people who are better than their opponents. But if we are able to make some adjustments to it, I feel like it's better to try at the very least. Then, just like I said, the tournaments will have less and less people, and those people are probably gonna be closer and closer to each other in skills, and it might become a bigger issue as the time goes. Let me see. What you guys were saying. Frozen shit and shit jousting. I swear this isn't skill issue, but I always seem to get about as unlucky as possible against IL. I wish it happened very much. Yes, how do you have 10 frozen for late but 4 wins for losses? On the win rates page, it doesn't show the ties. So I won 4 times, lost 4 times, and the other 2 were 0-0 tie, and they're not going towards win rates as well. That's why the times played is showed here, to show that there are some games that like are not accounted and stuff. The tie is both against me. Was it both against you? I think I had one against Vacuum Cleaner, didn't I? Let me see. Oh, never mind, I had the 1-0 against him. Hello, ship. What are the vibes here? Good vibes. Good party games vibes. We are nerding. Yeah, I have finished 5th only one spreadsheet after sacrificing my soul and life to retiming for the past few weeks. Someone stealing Ascon from my stream right now. That's based. Hello, ship stream, if you guys are still here. Ship is based and cool and awesome. He just finished working on the spreadsheet, yeah. It is out in tournament links, as all the spreadsheets. And now, alright, have a good one, it's the ship. And now I'm talking about possible changes in the future tournaments, for 1v1 specifically. Also notice I got 2 ties in Frozen 4. Let me see, maybe it was against me, since I'm on that page. Hold on, I'm in the void right now. Let me exit the void. Yeah, I had 1-0-0 Frozen 4. And that's it. No, who else you got? Maybe Sand? I don't remember. I do not see it anywhere. There's 2-0-0 for the match in game 3 and 4. Oh yeah, never mind. I'm just blind. Yeah, thank you, Sand. Sand? Can. You guys can tell that I'm going fucking crazy and see now from this special. I'm just turning into a fucking Joe Biden. I'm just. But yeah, either way. The point I was making before, let me just conclude everything neatly. Randoms, big effect on the game in 1v1s. Basically, people who have nothing to do with it have big effect because party games only looks at placements and not scores, and also because of that you can not make the difference in any other game than Frozen 4 and Pig Justin, basically, especially in games that have higher skill ceilings. These games, which makes a lot of games dependent on the lobbies you get, which I always didn't really have much issue with it because that's how normal party games work, but for me it was always more of a question of how you can adapt to each environment, how can you play, because you need to do different plays sometimes, depending on how big and good the lobby is, especially in games like RPG and Ho 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 and stuff like that, but those are like one of the only few games that really affected by it. In all the other games, you basically try to do your best and better than your opponent. And that's kind of the only thing you need to worry about in 1v1, and just praying for randoms to be better and just than your opponent or something, or like slightly outscoring them is not something that should be on your worry list, in my opinion. At least not. It should not be one of the priority things. I can't wait for else to do this exact inspiration for 64 player 3v3 tournament. I don't think we have 64 active people fighting against the community right now. I mean, 3v3 spreadsheet is fucking nothing compared to this. Because, I mean, a lot of tasks to do, that I need to do for this, for 1v1 spreadsheets, I'm feeling after tournament ends because of retiming. Well, in 3v3 tournaments, the 1v1 portion is taking the least amount of time and stuff, so it really is quite, even no matter how many players there are, like majority of the stats are being inputted in the spreadsheet while the tournament goes because of PB Hunt and wins grind. And so the only ones are not really a big issue there. I'm gonna go and sleep soon. See ya, good night news. Where was that one shooting range time? Pretty sure the campaigning time was Nils versus IL. No, Nils tied twice with randoms in cannon painting. I don't remember where cannon painting tile was, but I remember for sure where the shooting range tile was. And it was Var versus Ugi, the 6-game matchup. It's right here. Both of them not finishing in that one. I really don't remember what kind of game it was. Let me see the points that they got in this one. I remember the point. Both being quite low. Yeah, you can tell which game it was. In the shooting range. 2 points and 1 point. It's quite wild, if you ask me. But yeah. So, all the things that I've talked about with randoms affecting the game and stuff and not making difference, I was thinking of possible ways to maybe have a slightly different scoring system for 1v1 specifically. I originally had the thought for just a spin-off, like one-time like mini tournament to have like a more in-depth scoring system, like I don't know, like a bunch of Minecraft events do, like I don't know, MCC type event, I guess. But I think it would have been too complicated, and then I like started thinking about what I was talking about right now, and had like a different idea that I think is more understandable and easier to implement than what I was thinking before. Like I said at the start of the stream, it's not like a completely confirmed thing that I will be doing, but it's something that I will probably try out. And I think if it's gonna play out okay, it might be the new scoring system for 1v1 tournaments. If it will turn out to be, if it will feel better than the current one. Basically, what I was thinking is to keep the way game gives like amount of stars to each player. So we have basically a 1v1, player 1 and player 2, okay? And for each round you can get some amount from 0 to 3 stars, just how it works right now. But we are throwing randoms out of the window. Randoms don't exist. It is a 1v1. We're only looking at both our players. And how it will work is in each round, the player who scored, who had the better score, who performed better than their opponent, gets 3 stars. And pretty simple. They don't really have to worry about anything else. They're outscored their opponent. They're cool. They're amazing. They won. Now, their opponent will get between 0 and 2 stars based on how close their score was to their opponent, and not how they're compared to randoms or anything. Just only compared to their opponent, basically. So, for example, and each game obviously will have like different requirements to get certain amount of stars and stuff. For example, let's take like an easy example of Animal Slaughter, because it's a point-based game. I'm going fucking, you know, sorry for all the speaking mistakes. I haven't speaked in a while. I've been too consumed by the spreadsheet. So basically, for example, Ayel versus Niels in Animal Slaughter. Ayel won, he got 150 points, and 3 stars. Doesn't have to worry about anything else. Now, Niels will get amount of stars based on how close he was to Ayel. So, let's say he was within like 15 points, like he got like 139 or something. Why did my music stop? Come back. And so he was pretty close, he gets 2 stars. If Niels was like within, once again, it's just imaginary, no, it's just like, just for the sake of example. Let's say Niels was like within 30 points of AL when the game ended, like he got like 125 or something points. He gets 1 star instead, because there is like quite a gap between them. And if Niels was like more than 30 points behind, like he got 100 points, like he had minus 50 or something, then he gets 0 points, like I said, no matter how high the randoms have placed. This system would help with what I said before about the randoms affecting the game and you basically not being able to make difference in games where you might be way better than your opponent. And I feel like will help it, will make it more interesting for people to prepare for games because they need to, and might raise skill ceilings in different games even higher, so because people would need to worry not to be way too far behind their opponent even if they know that they're gonna lose and stuff. So although it's obviously not perfect, it's like it's just one like very raw idea that I have and I'm like throwing it here, so maybe you guys can think of it, maybe come up with some interesting ways of implementing it, maybe something better based on what I said before. But this is the thought that entered my head, and so obviously gonna be hard to make it make the rules for each game with this system, and it's obviously not gonna exclude the randoms from the equation because there are a few games that are still quite dependent on randoms, and this system not fully taking this into account, like RPG and stuff and ho. But so doesn't the previous one. So at least it solves the things that I was talking about before, and it's not really hard to. It's not gonna be really hard to understand for viewers and for players because if you don't want to go into like all the like scoring rules and stuff on how much you need to score for 1 star, for 2 stars and stuff, all viewers and players would need to know basically like the core of the system is you perform better, you get 3 stars, you perform worse in repair, but you need, even if that happens, you still need to like perform your best and be as close to them as possible to not lose too many stars and stuff. And all the hard part of it will be on organizers, on me and Stan specifically, to figure out all the scoring systems and how to keep track of them during the match. But it's fine. We can do that. Copy on. And what I was gonna say is yeah, basically it's not something that will be very hard to understand, and I feel like if we can efficiently think of the ways to keep track of the scores during the game, which I have been looking into as well. Like I've talked to SkyPK about the mod that I found that keeps track of time on the client side, and they said that it is possible to make it to display both time in seconds and milliseconds, which will just easily solve the issue with timing games, and everything else can be viewed with like Twitch VOD or like just during the game for like majority of it. There are probably gonna be a few more times, and definitely there's gonna be an increase of games that we will have to like review and replay, but it's not gonna be a big increase. Like there's gonna be like sometimes when we like missed something and just want to confirm things in different games, but overall I don't think it's gonna like make the games way longer than they are. Just like trying to imagine how this system will work once we put it in. Scoring methods that are more in depth is kinda hard to do because everyone needs to know about it first, and so like we will just forget halfway through. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like it's more of a issue how to make them work for organizers, because as a player and as a viewer, you kinda only thing you need to know is that like you either need to win in a game against your opponent or get as close to your opponent as possible, basically. So like even if you do lose, you're not far behind. So basically just try your best, very very best in every game. So and all the actual like scorings and stuff is gonna be like a pain to figure out for organizers, but people will be aware of them. Of course, they will like post. I'll probably post it at the bottom of the rule doc, like all the everything that you need to know about, basically, like all the actual outlines and the defined numbers there, but not something that you need to have memorized. Maybe for some games, because like I said, it's gonna be different for different games. Like for example, like the first example that I made is Anvil Solid, and it's very easy to understand, but like what about games like Volcano, where it's like the game like ends as soon as your opponent dies, if it's like a 1v1, and if it's like if like there are no randoms who made it far, so it's basically like a 1 frame difference between you guys. So one of the things to track scores for survival time-based games, for example, is to make it based not how close you were to your opponent in Volcano, for example, because it's most of them will be like 1 frame, but basically how early you died. So if like you like messed up and that like 15 seconds in, then and the game ended because it was just you and your opponent, then you're probably not gonna get any stars for that. For example, like I said, it's just a very raw idea. Nothing is defined yet, but just I have some cookings in my head that I want to throw out so that they can also marinate in your heads as well, and maybe we can come up with more defined stuff by the time next only one rolls out. What I want to do is have a 4-year anniversary mini tournament and try out the rules there with the data from more recent tournaments, specifically which with the most recent before it probably being 3v3. And I think it's also gonna add the thing that I was talking about on previous tournament streams, which is the fact that there's not really much you can do with like changing the meta and things, because this is something that like depends on Hypixel and how they update the game. But with this scoring system, we can have more control over it and have more like changes between the tournaments. Like for example, we did a system for like 6-1 and like we looked through it and we were like, okay, what we did for like pig fishing, for example, maybe didn't work the best because people were not as good as we thought, so maybe we should lower the requirements. And like but in chicken rings, for example, people were way better than we expected, so maybe we should raise the requirements for next tournament and stuff, and like basically have a more what's called more dynamic scoring system throughout the multiple tournaments and stuff, which I think could make it more both interesting that there are like changes, some changes throughout tournaments, and still make and hit the current skill levels of players better than the system we have right now, basically. But like I said, it's still everything is just very in the very first stages of thinking in my head. What's going on? Why am I getting punked? Have met my quota of talking for the next few months. Then I have I have through everything I wanted in my VOD. Not everything, but there's like something that was circling around in my head. And something that will continue to circle until I can either figure out a way to divinely implement it, or until I decide that yeah, that's not gonna work out and just throw it away. Which is both are equally likely outcomes in it. Yeah, which is like I said, something that I would need to figure out probably while I work on the other spreadsheets, because P1 wasn't the last one that I wanted to do. We still have pair 2v2 tournaments, a Dark Horse only one, and a bunch of small ones. 3rd anniversary, Halloween, and Christmas, but those are like each gonna take like 1 day. And I would estimate both pair 2v2 and Dark Horse gonna take a week each, week and a half maybe, depending on how invested I am. I am kinda invested in keeping the retiming and stuff, because I just got on that grind. I just got on that grind set. So yeah. I don't know if I'll be a bit more active now, because I just wanted to fully focus on this spreadsheet and finish it. The other spreadsheets, like I said, are not gonna be as bad. So might stream a bit more. Probably gonna stream other spreadsheets when they come out. We'll see. I have some ideas for different type of streams from what I usually do. Alongside regular like decathlon party games and CI and stuff. Was thinking of getting into some other stuff, but mostly Minecraft related. But all of all of the new things that I would want to try out will have to be after I'm fully done with this, because I want to do it and just sleep peacefully, knowing that I don't have something laying behind my back that I haven't finished. And obviously there will be more spreadsheets for next tournaments, but like I said, the tournaments themselves are not gonna be as big, so it's gonna be easier to work on them. I'll just the pure vastness of this tournament is what was keeping me away from doing it for a bit long, because I knew it's gonna consume so much of my time and energy. But I finally did it. And can take like an 1 day break before coming back for more. So yeah, that's basically everything. I'm gonna go take some meds probably and go sleep. I'm not feeling too well. This spreadsheet literally was taking my life force away. I feel like just slowly consuming my soul. How do you find the motivation to do stuff like this? Because I like party games and the community. Also, I just wanted to do it. And if I want to do something, I will fucking do it. I don't care how much time it will take. I just feel very satisfied looking at the results of my work. Just like doing this is hell on earth in the process, but like once it's done, I just feel so satisfied looking that all these hours of work are finally finished and resulted in this. Even though people probably look at it for like a day and forget about it, but still wanted to do it. I personally like looking at the stats, and I just want every tournament to have something like that, because, well, first of all, previous tournaments had this, so I don't wanna, like, I don't know, feels like if I don't do it, it will make tournaments less, well, not less, it will make them a bit worse compared to previous ones, but I don't know if people view it that way, maybe just my thing. But additionally, I wanted to do it because, once again, I love the stats, and I know some people enjoy looking at them, and also just reinforces my whole view on the tournaments is that just hosting a tournament is not really hard. Like, it's not like an insane, like, if you just want to host a tournament, it's gonna be like almost like a weekly thing if you want it. But like, whenever I do tournaments, I want them to have as many cool things attached to them as possible. Graphics, streams, stats, spreadsheets, like all that stuff to make every tournament not just another tournament, but to feel like something like more special than that, you know? So people can always like open this or stream votes or just break it and look back at it and have a lot of cool memories flowing into what happened, and always like be excited for more. So it's not some like trivial thing, and it's something cool and exciting every time, basically. You're insane. Yeah, maybe. maybe sometimes. Just a party gamer. I need to add that emote of the guy in front of PC. Perfectly, it perfectly captures the nature of party gamer. Yeah, average party gamer. So yeah, it's for today. I think it's pretty much it from me. That I'm not feeling extremely healthy, so I'm gonna go I'll go take care of myself for a bit, and next time I'll see you, I know what it will be. Makes it most likely another spreadsheet, maybe, or maybe some other party games and stuff. Either way, but the next tournament is inside. Kinda. It's not as far away as it was when I started working on this spreadsheet. Except now I will try to do it as soon as I can. I'm not gonna give any predictions, any deadlines. Just soon TM as usual. There's another spreadsheet. Yeah, like I said, it's all the other tournaments that happened after this one, but they're all combined. Probably not gonna be as this one as big as this one. They're all gonna be, compared to this one, they're gonna be an easy fucking walk, and might be finished within the next, like, not gonna say when they'll be finished. They'll be ready when they're ready. Next tournament will start when it starts. Just we'll try to make sure it's as soon as possible. But yeah, that way I am going now. Thank you guys for listening to my crazy monologues and talks about the party instruments. If you have, you will come up with some better idea to solve things I was talking about, or maybe to a better way to implement the system I suggested. You can like DM me whenever you will just have anything on your mind about it. But yeah, I will be going now. I will see you guys hopefully soon. Hopefully very soon. See you guys. I love you all. You are all amazing. Very soon talk indeed. And yeah, bye bye. See you guys.